Good afternoon, folks. How are we doing? Well, so what a fun-packed, eventful weekend that was. Absolutely unbelievable. So we was up at Gamgees' wedding over in Yeovil. What a top-notch venue that is. Really is absolutely unbelievable. So I'm going to go for a bit of an extended time here. Because obviously we got a hell of a drive back today, roughly 3 hours 16 minutes. So I'm not going to keep you on the hook for 3 hours 16 minutes. Definitely not, because by the end of it you will probably be absolutely bored out of your mind. Plus, I don't know what I'm going to talk about for 3 hours and 16 minutes. That's just crazy. Absolutely unbelievable venue. The food was top notch. The marriage was top notch. Everything was just on point. So in terms of the day, arrived about sort of 11:30 in the morning. The bar opened at 12, and there was beers to be handed out on the terrace. Beautiful terrace as well, like absolutely outstanding, wonderful, beautiful. Can't really rave about it enough. It's one of the most beautiful venues I've been to a wedding to, definitely, without question. So we had a couple of pictures, like friends and stuff, and then we went into, I guess you could call it the ceremony room kind of thing, and that was kind of beautiful. It had nice wooden oak ceiling. It was decorated nicely, very nice, and the venue was actually built in around the 1400s, so it's very, very old, and all the stained glass windows were kind of there as well, and wonderful ceremony. Then after that we went back out onto the terrace, and they were coming around with little canapes of like salmon and this chive dip kind of thing on a biscuit, which was kind of nice, and there was sausages. And what else was there? There was some samosas as well, really very nice, which was kind of awesome to have out in the sunshine. It must have been easily 17, 18 degrees out on that terrace yesterday. Absolutely wonderful. So sank a few more beers, a couple of Prosecco's, lovely, and then it was time to go upstairs for the wedding breakfast. And so I started off, what did I have for starters? There was a few starters going around, but my starter, again, just sublime. Really, really beautiful. The main course, I actually went different for the main course. A lot of people had the pork belly, whereas I went for vegan shepherd's pie. Yeah, I didn't really fancy the pork belly because I'm not really a crackling kind of person, and I knew there was going to be crackling on it, so I thought, you know what, I'll give that a bash. And in all honesty, by looking at it, I think I did the right thing. I don't think I would have enjoyed the pork belly as much as I did the shepherd's pie, and that was absolutely lovely. Oh, the starter, let me tell you what the starter was. So there was baked camembert that came out with some bread and chorizo, and there was some pate there and some hummus. Oh, mwah, unbelievable. Very, very nice indeed. So yeah, absolutely scoffed the hell out of that. That was very, very nice. And then for dessert they had brownie and ice cream. Oh, perfect way to round it off. And then went down into kind of the main area kind of bit, and that's where we watched them cut the cake. Amazing looking cake. It was like a 3-tier tall thing, like a marble effect around the outside. And then sort of another part of the ground was then I guess you could call it the function hall. Again, all very old buildings that they were in, but they had a 5-piece funk band, which was groovy, really groovy. And after that, they had a bit of sort of a playlist on as well. with sort of 90s club classics and things like that. And yeah, went on to about 1 in the morning. I was supposed to be walking home with Helen and Dazza, and turns out they left like 2 hours before the whole thing was ending anyway. So I think they were quite drunk, to be honest. So I won't put that past them. But there's me going, right, I'm doing a 20-minute walk at home on my own then, am I? So now I'm walking through a place that I have absolutely no idea where I am, and I had 0 battery on my phone. So I'm purely going on sense of direction and memory. That's it. And these are just like tiny little 1-lane country roads that all look the same, with 0 map, 0 direction. All I knew was come out of the long wooded driveway for the event, do a left, and then maybe walk, I don't know, half a mile down the road, and then maybe do a right. That's all I had in my memory, and I didn't really pay attention when I was getting a lift in there. And yeah, so I left at about 1:45 when everybody else was leaving, and got to the end of the driveway, and I was like, right, turn left here, that's cool. Walked for a while, bearing in mind there's no street lights or anything like that. It was just pitch black. All I had was the moonlight. And I was absolutely shitting myself, not because I was in the dark, but because I'm in a very dark suit, and if a car comes along, there's no pathway, and they're going to see me very late in the day to swerve me. So I had to be right on my game with not stumbling into the middle of the road dead drunk and getting run over. Luckily, only 2 cars came past. One was coming from one way, one was coming from the other way. So I kind of had to just quickly almost lay myself on the verge to make sure that I didn't get run over. There was one guy that came past. He was in this like Jeep thing. My God, like anybody think he got an engine out of a Formula 1 race car? It was so loud and so gravelly. It didn't sound like he was in good nick, if I'm honest. But he was doing like 70, 80 miles an hour down this lane. I was like, fuck me. There's where I could have died, definitely. So walking along, I think, right, it's gonna just turn into like where I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna recognise something in a minute. And I ended up walking about half a mile past the turning that I was supposed to turn off. I'm thinking, this doesn't look right. So then I turned right, and I thought, it's got to be right, because that's how I think it's right. This looks okay. This looks kind of built up. This is where I should be. So I turned right, walked down there. I was like, no, this doesn't look right at all. This is horrible. So now I'm in the middle of nowhere with no phone, no direction, and thinking, where am I? So now it's getting into about 1:30. I think, Christ, where am I? And like, obviously 1:30 in the morning, in the middle of the countryside with no phone, no map, no nothing, and everybody's asleep and no way of contacting anyone. I'm thinking, I could be out here all night. But I didn't panic, it was okay. And I was walking by this kind of stretch of houses, and one house had loads of lights on. I thought, oh, amazing. I wonder if someone's up. So I thought, I wonder if anybody's up. I'll kind of just have a peek in and see if I can have a look-see in their window, see if anyone's sort of moving around. If they are, then I'll knock on the door. I won't disturb them if they're not visible to be seen. So there was this guy up, and he literally just had his shirt off. It looked like he'd just come down for a drink. That was all it was. And I walked into his garden, knocked on the door, and he didn't even want to come to the door. He was like, yeah. I went, look, mate, I'm so lost. I have no idea where I'm at. Could you reckon you can give us some directions? And he was like, and he didn't really comprehend what was going on. He thought maybe, 1:30 in the night, and there's a suited man knocking at your door going, give me directions. You're going to think it's some sort of scam or someone's trying to rob you or something. So fair play to him for not answering the door. But I just sat there and went, I'm looking for Mason's arms. And I went, all right, yeah, just do do a left out of here and over the hill and first left. I thought, over the hill? I don't remember there being a hill. Christ. So there was basically, it wasn't even a hill, it was just like a dip in the road, but there was two of them. I thought, fuck me, like, be a bit more clearer next time, sunshine, but thanks for the directions anyway. So I went over the first hill, what I thought was the first hill, and did a left and ended up on someone's farmland. Like, this is not right. I thought, right, okay, I'll carry on further. And by now I'm like right down the bottom of the hill. Well, right, let's do a left here. And just as I sort of worked my way up to where this next turning was, there was a bastard great big sign that said Mason's Arms. And somehow I had missed it on the first go by. I don't know whether it was because I was in my own thoughts, or I was just concentrating on not dying from traffic, or I just didn't see it because it was so damn dark. Either way, I saw this sign, I was like, yes, amazing, I'm so close. And my feet were killing me, throbbing. You imagine like being on your feet all day, then dancing all night, and then you have to walk like a mile and a half home, but you've really sort of done 2.5 miles. And yeah, I thought, amazing, we're in the turning, superb, immense. But even when I got to that turn, I thought, oh shit, it must be round here, it must be round the corner, it must be here, it must be round the corner. It was like another half of a mile. It felt like half a mile with my bloody ankles, I'm telling you. And then I eventually got here, I was like, oh my days, oh, thank God I am home. And I got in and my feet were so swollen. Have you ever thought that you knew the way, but when you actually got the directions, you've completely and utterly messed it up like that? There must be at some point where you've gone, oh, I really thought this was the way, but yeah, in actual all seriousness, you've completely fucked it up. That's what I did last night. Let me know if you've done that. If you've had the directions you thought you had in your brain, but really the directions were completely the opposite. Some people have no sense of direction whatsoever. I have a fairly good sense of direction, I think. I mean, on last night's judgment, you're probably not, but I had quite a lot to drink, and it was dark, and there was no light, and I didn't have any Google Maps or anything like that to sort of find out, and it was my first time even going down those roads. So I wasn't too sad kind of looking at it at memory. But yeah, if you've had some really shitty directions in your own mind and it turns out they're completely different, let me know, because some people don't have a sense of direction whatsoever. Some people are amazing, boom, they know exactly where they are, however they are. I mean, like my nan, put her in the centre of London, she can tell you where she is, how she is, and how to get there, not a problem. Take her outside of London, you might as well lop her head off and go find a place. No sense of direction outside of London whatsoever. Inside of London, knows exactly where she's at. And I think she just attributes that to the fact that she used to work in London when she was younger and was all over London town kind of working and things like that. So she kind of knows exactly what station to get off and where to go and here, there and everywhere. But outside of that, just, yeah, no hope, nothing. So yeah. So eventually I did get home and I got into bed, and I didn't have a very good sleep, if I'm honest, because my ankles just kept waking me up. They were so painful all the time. So painful. And another thing as well, these sunglasses, I forgot them yesterday. So there's me on a bright shiny red hot terrace, no sunglasses. Everybody else got sunglasses. I think I could so do with these right now. Just covers up my really bad black eyes from sleeping badly. But it was a really, really good day. Really, really good day. Plus, with the place that I was staying in, it was like it was at the Mason's Arms. It was a pub, but down at the bottom of the pub, at the pub garden. They have like a campsite kind of thing. I thought, oh, please don't put me in a tent. I've not organised a tent, have I? But no, it was a hut. So it was like I don't know what you would call it really. It's like one of those 1920s trailers that you would store hay in that they've converted into like a hut thing that you can stay in with like metal wheels on and things like that. And you sort of step in and there's like a toilet there that's in a little room, and then you have a log fire and a TV and a bed right in front of you. But there was no shower in there. You had to go shower up next to the pub, which is a kind of a bit of a ball ache. And I didn't really like that part. But I thought I'd paid for it when I booked it. I thought I did. I really did. I thought I paid for it. But the day before I came here, I had a look at my emails and it said, right, you've secured your room, as it were. You've secured your hut. But you know, you've secured it with your credit card, but you've not paid for it. I was like, okay, fine, all right. I don't remember paying. I thought I'd paid for it, but maybe not. And I looked for all my bank statements and everything like that. And yeah, it's true, I hadn't paid for it. But when I arrived, I was like, yeah, okay, great. I'm here for the hut. Brilliant. They said, oh, awesome. There's your key. We'll show you down there. All that kind of thing. Okay, great. Okay. Didn't say a word about it. Okay, maybe they do it at the end of their stay. You know, they just sort of, you know, we have your card details and, you know, you pay at the end of your stay. Fine. Quite happy with that. Get to the end of the stay, went to turn the key in. Said, oh, I've just come to check out. Oh, have you got your key? Yeah. Okay, thanks very much. Cheers. Take care. Okay. All right then. Didn't charge me for it. So if I've gotten away with not paying, then amazing. Just saved me 150 quid. But if they do go and charge, then I'm not going to complain about it. Of course not. I'm not going to go and complain about them charging me for the room. But overall, breakfast was included as well. Very nice. Lovely English breakfast. Bit of orange juice as well. All thrown into part of it. And yeah, overall a pretty good stay. They had chickens at the end of the garden as well, so like my eggs in the morning were bright orange, so they were very, very fresh, very tasty. And there was some toast that was, I mean, in all honesty, I think it was bread that they had made themselves because it was very nice, and it tasted like wholemeal granary bread that had been freshly baked. It was very good. So yeah, that was a really, really good breakfast. So overall, as a weekend, well, not even a weekend, it's been Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So, and we've got FA Cup day today as well. We can discuss FA Cup. Who do you think's going to win, Manchester United or Manchester City today? In all honesty, I would like to see Manchester City do the treble because, quite frankly, Manchester United have had so many years them going, we're the only ones to do it, blah, blah, blah. I would just love to see another team do it just to shut them up, especially their rivals as well. Well, which one was better? We did it better. No. I guarantee you, if Manchester City do the treble, I guarantee you that Manchester United fans will say, well, we faced harder teams. No. You can only face who's in front of you. Come on now. I bet you that happens. Bet you that happens. Oh, dearie me. Well, I hope Manchester City do it. In all fact, I would love to see Manchester City do the treble, and then at some point in the next couple of years, a team other than Arsenal do the Invincibles. So like someone, again, like Manchester City is probably the only one you could think maybe being unbeaten at the moment based on this season's form. You would think I would love to shut Arsenal fans up, really. And they weren't even invincible. They lost loads of times. And their points for that season wouldn't have got them into the Champions League, I think, in this year. I think they'd got something like 71 or something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, they got a really poor amount of points total for that season. And they weren't even unbeaten because they got beaten in Europe, they got beaten in the FA Cup, they got beaten in the Carabao Cup, I think, as well. Whatever it was called back then, Carling Cup. Yeah. So, I know, I'm a Spurs fan, you're going to go, well, you're just bitter because you haven't won anything, God knows how long. No, I know we've not won anything in a long time, and that's fair enough, right? I admit that, and that's something that I deal with as a Spurs fan every single day. But don't be sat out here claiming that you're this and that and the other when, quite frankly, you're absolute giblets. Absolute gibbers. But that's for Arsenal fans. You can go to town and plank yourself on how much you threw away the league this season. Like in your 2-horse race there. It is warm in this car. So yeah, overall, good couple of days. Got FA Cup coming up today. Obviously, by the time you see this, the result would have been in anyway. So either congratulations Man City, or congratulations Manchester United. I'm saying congratulations Arsenal. I'd never say that, although I just did. So, oh yeah, congratulations to Arsenal for for the I Put the Pressure On trophy. Maybe you could release a DVD of it now. I put the pressure on. We was right at the top. We had a bus and everything. And and then you came second. Ha 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 ha. Arsenal fans, go cry harder. Yeah. Funny. So, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go for the whole 3 hours left of the journey speaking to you guys. What I will do is at points away along the road, I'll just come back in for the next part and come back in for the next part, come back. So you get a full episode, just not too long, that bores the living hell out of you. It's like we could discuss sort of things along the way. So I know for a fact that there is a military base around here that I passed through on the way through, going to the event, and there's been helicopters and all sorts flying over. But in all honesty, I thought it was a prison. The way they were locked in there, and like with all the security and the fences and all that kind of thing. I thought these guys want to be in the military, don't they? Why is it all fenced off like a prison? Are you trying to keep them in there? Would they just run off and scatter? Okay, there is people on the side of the road having a picnic. That's weird. Just on the side of the motorway, car down, they're having a laugh and a joke, couple of beers. Weird. But there is a butchery and cheese at the next left. That sounds like my type of turning. I mean, I'm sold with the cheese. I love cheese. Cheese is just life. North Cadbury. Hang on. This gets better. Cheese and chocolate. Oh. They got some weird names. Pouncefoot. That's definitely a Western name, isn't it? A Southwestern name. Pouncefoot. Anyway, come back in part 2. And we should discuss a little bit more along the way. So, oh yeah, don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I always forget that bit. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and head over to Patreon for more episodes that you won't see anywhere else online or hear anywhere else online. It's patreon.com/Riding Shotgun Podcast. Please go over there and subscribe to that. That is only £3 per month. 10p per day. That is it. Join the revolution. You'll be revolving around riding shotgun. I promise you that. So yeah, go over there, do that. That's amazing. I love you, friend, for doing that without question. And you can get on to my Discord server and have a chat on there. And there's loads of other bits and pieces for you to subscribe to as well and get discounts on. Absolutely love. So come back for part 2, and I'll see you just a little bit along the way. Yo, welcome back to part two. So we're still roughly about an hour away from home. Now, at the end of part 1 now, I got a phone call from Adam, and we was basically having a chat about what's happened over the weekend and what happened this week and things that he's said and gone through and all this kind of thing. And I said, well, how far away from you on this junction? And he said, oh, it's only about 10-15 minutes from me. I was like, oh, days, okay, all right. So I just ended up popping in, and we watched the FA Cup final, and we had some food, sat in a pub for a little bit, and played a couple of games of pool, which I won 4-1. So out of 5 games, I won 4. Amazing. So that kind of keeps up the run, you know, and we all know I'm better than Adam at pool. He'd never admit it, but I am better at pool. He's better at snooker than me, but I'm better at pool than he is, definitely, without a Scooby-Doo. He knows that it's he knows I'm better. So yeah, that was a nice little stop off. So now, instead of being home quite early, we're now going to get home quite late. I didn't realise I was going to be that late, to be honest. But hey ho, it is what it is. I got to see my mate, and that was very nice, and I'm on my way back anyway. And we had a good chat about a few things that he was on his mind. Relaxed him a little bit, and just chilled him out, to be honest. Which is kind of nice. But yeah, so FA Cup final. What a final! A record 13 seconds into the game, and Gundogan scores. 13 seconds, a new FA Cup final record. I don't think that's going to get beaten. 13 seconds. You would have to literally kick off and score to get anywhere close to that, I'm sure. You know, that's pretty up there with times. I don't think you're going to beat that. I mean, in terms of Premier League goals, I know Ledley King had a Premier League goal that was pretty close. I think he was like 10 seconds or something like that. And that was kick off, punt forward, King runs on, and then goal. And I think that was 10 seconds. So 13 seconds, you'd have to be very, very quick to go a goal like that. So Manchester City are FA Cup winners again, and they've also got the Premiership in the bag as well. So they've done the double this year at least. Can they go on and get Champions League now? That is going to be soon against Inter Milan. I'll definitely be watching that one without a question. That Champions League final is going to be immense. That one. Now I know that BT Sport have been putting their finals, their European finals, for free. So I don't know whether they're going to do the Champions League final for free or not. I hope so, because I would love to watch it on the TV rather than just sort of listening to it on a platform somewhere. But yeah, 2-1 to Manchester City. But what also is going to be good as well is I don't know the results of qualifying for the Grand Prix, for the Barcelona Grand Prix yet. I know qualifying happened now. So as soon as I get in, I will be watching the qualifying, and we'll see who come on top. I mean, it was raining in Barcelona when I was watching the Formula 2 earlier on today. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I can only really see Verstappen coming out on top as usual, or Checo, unless there's something crazy that goes on. Because just this year they are next level, absolutely next level, and no one can really get onto that or tap into it. Really, it's ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know. I can only really see Red Bull being out on top. But then, loads of people, they were chanting on and about Mercedes being so dominant and things like that. And let's face it, they were dominant for so long. Let me cut in here. Shoot. That was naughty. I forgot that was going to come off there. Guy waving at me behind me like, yeah, did you see me? It's like, yes, I did. And I thank you for letting me in. I mean, to be fair, that was a dickhead move on my part, but I didn't know it was going to split off like that, so sorry. I did wave back, it's fine. I said thank you and I said sorry. But I think he might have called me a prick. I do think he might have called me a prick, just by looking at his mouth movements. And when I was at the wedding this week as well, Joe, he's got a Lithuanian girlfriend, and we was trying to teach her how to say prick in the best way, because she sounded so soft saying it. It's like, you've got to say it with a bit of venom, like with a bit of sass behind your voice. And you really got to roll the R, like prick. And that was kind of funny. Drunk, but funny. But yeah, no, Vic has just had a little baby with Joe there. So congratulations to those two. Very nice couple. Love Joe, love Vic. And their little baby is very, very sweet as well. So Sophia, I'm sure, will grow up to be a wonderful young lady too. But yeah, that was kind of funny, teaching her how to say prick. Because what do English do best? We curse, I guess. That's another thing I don't really understand. And I'm pretty sure the rest of the world doesn't understand it either. When you're introducing your mates, like, you're not really that pleasant about your mates. You go, hi, here's Richard, bit of a dickhead. And they're like, ha 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 ha. Like, bit of a prick, but he's alright. What? That's your friend. That's your friend. Why are you saying these things? But that's just how English greet other people. Well, greet their friends, I guess. Alright, you dickhead. Alright, fuckface. I mean, all them times that I've rung up Adam, and I don't actually say hello. I just call him something stupid like, what's up, fart box? Or something like that. Or, alright, shitty knickers. Or, I don't know. Any insult that comes to mind when he picks up the phone. And I don't think he ever says hello either. It's more of a, yeah, alright, what's up? Or it'll be an insult. He won't even say hello. It'll just be, alright, Dinlo. And that's it. This is what it is. Which is kind of funny. So we're stuck in a little bit of traffic here, and I'm not too happy about it because this car is kind of warm. But if I open all the windows, it's just going to be breezy and you won't be able to hear anything I'm saying. I mean, that's probably going to be a blessing for you anyway, but I quite like talking to you, if that's okay. So anyway, thank you so much for riding with Riding Shotgun. Double riding. So yeah, thank you for watching and listening and interacting with Riding Shotgun. It really is appreciated. I do know that we did pass around 20,000 views on YouTube. in this past week, which I am more than grateful for, and I do appreciate it. Honestly, I really do, because that is just amazing. I never thought in the space of a month we could get 20,000 views on this podcast. Just crazy, really crazy. So thank you so much for that. Make sure you do like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you're on YouTube. If you're on Apple or Spotify or any other audio channel, please leave me a review. I would love to get your reviews. If you thought it was dog shit, then that is absolutely fine, as long as you mean it. If you mean it, then say it. It's fine. I can only get better with criticism. But if you think it's amazing, hand over that 5 stars. I will be more than grateful to receive them. And obviously, love. I love you forever. Looks like we're finally moving. No more traffic. Awesome. Hopefully, we should be home in roughly about an hour or so. So yeah, the sun is starting to get quite low in the sky as well. So I apologise if you can't really see me, and the sunshine is coming right through my window like that. I can put my hand up. So yeah, a bit of an eventful couple of days. I'm glad I've managed to see Adam. We got the Grand Prix to come this evening, which I cannot wait. Well, when I say the Grand Prix, qualifying I get to watch this evening, and the actual Grand Prix get to watch tomorrow, because that's Sunday. I'm literally all higgledy-piggledy with my days at the moment, because you know, when you go to a wedding you think it's a weekend or something like that, but no, this one was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so a bit higgledy-piggledy, but at least I get to watch the Grand Prix for reals live tomorrow, and see another probably Verstappen win, which is a bit boring, but it's in the rain for quali, so it could mean anything in terms of the lineup. So yeah. Also, just rolling back to how you can interact with the podcast, I have this little thing called Patreon. And if you go to patreon.com/Riding Shotgun Podcast, you will find that you're able to spend just £3 per month, 10p per day, that's all it is, to join the revolution and support the Riding Shotgun Podcast. And you can get extra episodes. So instead of you being able to freely access episodes, for instance 135, you will then be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're able to see the extras for just 10p per day. It's easy as that. Plus there's a load of extra little bits on there as well. You can join a Discord channel, you can get involved that way, and yeah, you'll get a massive great big thank you as well for supporting and ultimately paying my bills, because that's what we're here for. We want to pay the podcast bills so we can get things done better and move forward and have better content and better everything, really. But what is not good is the fact that I've still got 55 minutes left, around 54 miles, and my petrol light has just come on for 80 miles to go. I'm just hoping it isn't stop-start with traffic, and we can actually get home without having to bust some petrol. Does seem like quite a lot of traffic on the M25 today, though. Quite a lot. See how we do. So yeah, I couldn't believe it on the FA Cup today, even though Manchester United got a penalty, which I think was absolutely not a penalty. Even though to the rules, it is a penalty. As the rules state, if it touches your hand in an unnatural position, it is a penalty. However, Jack Grealish was turning away from the ball, but he wasn't anywhere close to looking at the ball. His eyes were closed, and when the ball was struck by Wan-Bissaka, he wasn't even facing Wan-Bissaka. So how was he supposed to know where the ball is? That can't be a penalty. If you don't even know where the ball is, that's a natural position. You can't jump and spin trying to head the ball with your arms by your side. That's just stupid. Intentional handball? No. But is it the rules? Yes. So even though it was a penalty, the rules are shite. And I'm pretty sure that the BBC pundit teams back me up on that, and I'm pretty sure Jack Grealish would agree as well. Although when it goes against him, he's not for it, and when it goes with him, yeah, he's probably for it. So swings and roundabouts for that man, but ultimately, yeah, that wasn't a penalty for me. In terms of the rules, yes, but no, rules need to change without question. And then another Gundogan goal that came, well, he shinned it really, but the amount of time they gave him on the edge of the box, well, he could have gone on holiday and come back and still had time to spare. But yeah, again, that man with the assist, Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne with the hit across goal, well, the corner, cross goal, edge of the area, Gundogan, wallop, in, done, finished, 2-1. Now they are double champions. Do I think they're going to get the Champions League? Yes, I do. And I hope they do, really. And like I said, I'm calling it. I bet you bottom dollar you'll get Manchester United fans going, well, the 99 team's so much better than what they're doing right now. No, they're not. Because the 99 team had less points in the league. I don't even know about the teams that they played to get to the FA Cup, and I don't know about the teams that they played to get to the Champions League final. But they will say, oh, the teams back then were much harder, and meh. Nah. You'll always go, when there was a better team. They'll always give it that. I'm sure they will. Because they won't let Man City have a go at it. They'll just get any Tom, Dick and Harry to go over it and be like, yeah, no, that's it. I mean, to be honest with you, if it was the case of, you know, Spurs and Arsenal going at it, and Spurs were going to be winning the Champions League and the treble and all that kind of thing, and Arsenal had done it before, which is not likely, then I'm pretty sure I would come out with that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would come out with that. Like, no, Spurs team's much better this year than it ever was back then. Blah, 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 blah. More points, better teams. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm sure I'll do all of that. Oh, Lord. What am I rambling about? It's been a long day. It's been a long couple of days, to be fair, and I'm very tired. But not tired enough that I can't drive, because obviously I've got to get home. But I tell you what, when I get home, it's going to be washing on, big pint of blackcurrant juice, and then I'm going to go vegetate for a while and just lay flat, close my eyes, and maybe get an actually proper good night's sleep tonight. And yeah, hopefully feel fresh for tomorrow. But I can smell vanilla. And when I was in the pub there with Adam, one of his bar staff, Becky, she's only just started there. She's a lovely lady, lovely girl. And she gave me a hug as I was leaving, and she got all of her vanilla on me. I guess it's a bit better smelling like vanilla than it is, well, car sweat. Smell vanilla rather than car sweat. Actually, that's one thing I do not like. Have you ever been right by someone and the smell of them has knocked you sideways? So you might be on a bus and someone walks by you and you just get BO. Massive massive amounts of BO, like, and this isn't just BO that they've had for a day. This is deep inset BO where they've worn the same clothes for a fortnight and they've not washed for a year. That kind of BO, that almost acidic to the taste BO, nasty. Have you ever had anything like that? Or it might not be BO. What is there a smell out there that makes you go, because I do know that when I smell things like Sambuca and absinthe, turns my stomach. Oh, also tequila does that to me as well. I don't really like the smell of tequila. Just even the thought of it makes me go with that. So the smell of tequila, the smell of absinthe, the smell of Sambuca, it doesn't really agree with my stomach, to be honest. It makes me go, bleh. But is there a smell out there that you do not like that ultimately makes your stomach go, bleh? Let me know. Comment me up. I'll tell you what, when I was used to work in a gym, there was a couple of people that were just stinky. And I'm not even on a you've been working out stinky. This was, wow. Like, when you get home, throw your clothes away and burn them. Vile. Stinky John. Definitely Stinky John. And, there was one guy that always used to come in, and the first thing he would do is slop out in one of the bogs. Oh, bog would be off limits for like 4 hours just to let that thing sit and the haze to drop. And it was all protein poo as well, so, and occasionally he would let out a little protein fart too, and you knew it was Richard. You just knew it was Richard. Every time. Stinky man. And, there was one woman in there as well. There was two. I just remembered another guy that used to stink rotten as well, and he used to sweat everywhere, and it wasn't a little bit of sweat. Like, he would be dripping like he's just got out of the swimming pool, and stink at the same time. So I don't know whether he had a sweat problem, but rancid. I think his name was Gabriel or something like that. And there was another woman that used to come in. I don't know her name. I didn't actually introduce myself. All I did was walk by and go, oh, God. Ugh. She really hummed. And I don't know what that was that she was wearing, or whether it was BO or whatever, because it didn't smell like BO. It just smelled like, I don't know, stale milk, I think. Would probably be the closest I can put to it. Just stale milk. The taste of stale milk, but as a smell. That's probably where I would put it. Horrific. And I just think, can you not smell yourself? Like, there's certain days where I think, it's been a pretty warm day, I'm kicking up. I do kick up a little bit sometimes. And, I do kick up sometimes, and I have to do something about it. I'll have my deodorant with me, or I'll just go grab a shower, or change my clothes, or do all of it. But how do people go out into public genuinely thinking, I smell okay? You must smell your clothes when you put them on, surely. Ugh. Although some people do have the worst breath as well. The worst breath. Like when you have morning breath, stale tea and fags all mixed into one. I mean, that's just worst. I tell you what, oral hygiene has got to be something that's right up there for me, because if you don't take care of your mouth, you're clearly not taking care of the rest of your body. You're just not. So what else is disgusting on you? Everything else has got to be disgusting. So if your breath stinks, check the rest. Ugh. I think that's probably one of my main put-offs with people, really. Just poor hygiene. If you've got really trash hygiene, Okay, granted, there are medical issues sometimes. There are medical issues where people they just smell a fish. And they can't help that because that's just something natural and they can't help it. I get that, understand that, and my heart goes out to you if that is you. But if you're just genuinely stinky because you're a filthy person, and you can tell the filthy people. It isn't, when you go into school and go, oh yeah, it's only clean hair that nits get onto. No, it's not. It's always the dirty kids. They just say that because they want you to not feel like you're a dirty fuckface. You are a dirty fuckface. It's always the dirty kids that have nits. How is it that I've never had nits, but yet the dirty kids in my school had nits? Disgusting. Disgusting. Disgusting! It was fucking one of yours. Yes, it was a fucking dirty kid. So yeah, if you got bad hygiene because you don't wash, and your hair is all nasty because you don't wash, and you stink because you don't wash or take care of yourself, or at least, that's one that really gets my fucking tits up. Well, actually two things. One is putting that fake shampoo on, like the dry shampoo. Lazy. Just go get in the fucking shower. Go get in the shower. Don't be a dirty scumbag and just put some sort of powder on your hair just to make you feel like your hair isn't greasy. Disgusting. Don't do that. Horrible. I can only believe that would create some sort of paste. Paste in your hair. That's all I can think of with that. And the people that really stink to high heaven, and I mean they really stink, and they try and cover it with 3 gallons of the worst perfume you've ever had in your entire life. Like perfume that belongs... I mean, even if you doused yourself in bleach, it would be better than the perfume that you would be wearing to try and cover up this thing. I mean, I'm sure that some perfumes react to body odour and creates kind of this, I don't know, methylated spirits that you've got on your body that you could ultimately dump on your worst enemy and gas them for their entire life. It's that mixture. When you get a mixture. So when you got bad mouth, you got tea, fags, morning breath, gingivitis. You've always got those 4 things there that are mixed together, and you're filthy. And it creates just the worst breath. A teacher at school had that. I think her name was Ortega or something like that. And every time she come over your shoulder, you had to not breathe. Because you'd go, ugh, you're reaching. Horrible. So bad breath, don't do it. Clean your teeth, get some spray. Clean your tongue. For fuck's sake, people, clean your tongue. Scrape it, brush it, do whatever you need to. Even if you got to get some dental floss and scrape it down, do it. Get rid of the white shitty stuff in the middle. Also, if you've got white goop there, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Don't sit there and say, oh, I didn't know I had white goop. You did know you have white goop. Drink more water. Drink more fucking water. Nobody gets white goop for no reason. Horrible. Bad breath, mouth goop, dry shampoo, perfume over body odour, stinky arse crack. If you've got all 5 of those things, or even one of those things, reevaluate your life, you dirty scumrot. You are a dirty fuckface. Also, if you've had nits, you were the dirty kid. You were the dirty kid. Simple as that. If you had nits, dirty kid. And I'm not apologising for that neither. because it's always the dirty kids. Every parent knows it. Every parent knows it. And if your kid, it's always the same. If your kid has had nits, the first thing that comes out of your mouth is, oh, it's always the clean hair that gets it. Nits only like clean hair. No, they don't. They like disgusting, dirty hair. That's why nits go in there, because there's an abundance of minerals in there, an abundance of grubs and dirt in that hair that they can live off. That's why nits are there. Nits are not there to feast on your shampoo. That's ridiculous. What natural animal in this world likes to eat processed shampoo? No. Dirty kid. And if you're a dirty kid that turns into a dirty animal, cease to exist in your life as it is right now. Stop being a dirty fuckface and clean your act up. Because nobody likes a stinky bum, nobody likes a stinky face, nobody likes a stinky body. And if you've met someone who's got a stinky body, a stinky bum and a stinky mouth, you're both fucking stinky, and your kids are going to be stinky too. And nobody likes your fucking stink. Get a grip on life. If you can't afford food, at least afford soap. It's 28p in the shops. A bar of soap costs fucking nothing. Stinky fucks. Hate it. There we go, rant over. That's my rant of the day. Stinky people fuck me off. I will not be a stinky person. Neither will I date a stinky person. Neither will I spend a copious amount of time around stinky people. Adam, not stinky. Happy to spend 20 years being his friend because he's not stinky. Actually, to be fair, all of my friends are not stinky. I don't have a single friend that isn't stinky, because I guarantee you, if the wives didn't pull them up on it, we certainly wouldn't go, mate, you fucking stink. You're a stinky person. Stop coming out with us. And you would stop getting invites. Because you're a stink bomb. Fuck me, I don't know if I go on. And I tell you what, we've still got 40 minutes to go at this drive, which is great. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us on part 2. Join me on the next episode where we'll discuss further things where you are riding shotgun with I. Don't forget to head over to Patreon. Patreon.com/riding shotgun. 10p a day gets you access to absolutely everything, even our Discord channel, and you can be part of the revolution, and I'd love you forever, of course. Also, if you could give me a like, subscribe, and a notification bell, again, amazing, would love you forever. And also, give me a 5 stars, preferably on any other audio channel if you're listening. If not, tell me why, and just don't lie. Just say, yeah, I really thought this was dog shit. 2 stars. That would be great. I mean, we could get the record for the worst reviews of a podcast. Just hundreds of thousands of really bad reviews, and be known as the worst podcast known to man. That would be quite funny. Just hundreds of thousands of reviews that just say, this is really bad. Don't listen to this. Don't watch it. It's crap. Horrible. Terrible. That would be funny. Oh dear. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you next time. Peace and love and all that kind of malarkey. And stop being a stinky person if you're a stinky person. Love. Mwah.